Paris, the enchanting city of light, gracefully unfolds along the Seine's embrace, where a tapestry of architectural elegance and historical richness captivates every gaze. Iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower and Notre Dame Cathedral punctuate the skyline, embodying the city's timeless charm. Cobblestone streets wind through diverse neighborhoods, from the bohemian spirit of Montmartre to the intellectual vibrancy of the Latin Quarter. Paris, a cultural epicenter, hosts treasures like the Louvre and Musée d'Orsay, where art whispers stories of centuries past. Romance is Paris's heartbeat, resonating along Seine River cruises, under arched bridges, and amid the intimate glow of city lights. Sidewalk cafes beckon with aromatic pastries and rich coffee, celebrating the city's culinary artistry. Gardens bloom with meticulous care, none more opulent than the Palace of Versailles, while wide boulevards like the Champs-Élysées showcase Paris's penchant for style and haute couture. The city's historical core, Ile de la Cité, houses Notre Dame and the Sainte-Chapelle, narrating tales of medieval splendor. Each arrondissement unveils a distinct character, from the artistic vibrancy of La Mairie to the grandeur of the Louvre courtyard. Parisian evenings come alive with the symphony of languages, laughter, and clinking glasses. The Arc de Triomphe proudly watches over bustling avenues, and the Panthéon pays homage to intellectual luminaries. In Paris, every corner exudes an ineffable magic, blending the past and present into a harmonious melody that lingers long after the traveler has bid adieu to the city's timeless embrace. The Eiffel Tower, La Tour Eiffel in French, is an architectural marvel that graces the Parisian skyline with its iconic presence. Standing at 324 meters, 1,063 feet, tall, it was completed in 1889 as the entrance arch for the 1889 World's Fair, celebrating the centennial of the French Revolution. Designed by Gustave Eiffel, the tower was initially met with mixed reactions, but it has since become not just a symbol of Paris but a global symbol of romance and sophistication. The Eiffel Tower offers visitors the opportunity to ascend to 3 observation decks. The first 2 levels house restaurants, shops, and exhibits, while the third level, at the pinnacle, provides breathtaking panoramic views of Paris. You can relax in the nearby Champ de Mars, a vast public green space where you can have a picnic while admiring the iconic structure. The Louvre Museum, Musée du Louvre in French, is an extraordinary cultural institution that stands as a testament to human creativity, spanning millennia and continents. Housed in the heart of Paris, the Louvre is not just a museum. It's a repository of artistic treasures and historical artifacts that narrate the story of civilization. Originally a royal palace, the Louvre's history dates back to the late 12th century when it was constructed as a fortress by King Philip II. It underwent various transformations over the centuries, evolving from a fortress to a royal residence and finally to a public museum during the French Revolution in 1793. The Louvre boasts an unparalleled collection that spans over 9,000 years of history. From ancient Egyptian artifacts to classical Greek sculptures, Renaissance masterpieces to artifacts from distant cultures, the museum's diversity is staggering. Notre Dame Cathedral, a masterpiece of French Gothic architecture, stands as both a testament to human ingenuity and a symbol of spiritual and historical significance. Located on the Ile de la Cité, Notre Dame is more than a cathedral. It is a living testament to centuries of French history and a focal point for both religious devotion and artistic appreciation. Montmartre is a historic neighborhood perched on a hill in the northern part of Paris. It has long been associated with the arts, attracting painters, writers, and musicians. As you explore its narrow, winding streets, you'll encounter charming cafes, quirky boutiques, and artists at work in Place du Tertre, a square where local artists display and sell their paintings. At the summit of Montmartre sits the stunning Sacré-Cœur Basilica, a Roman Catholic church that offers breathtaking views of the city. The basilica, with its distinctive white dome and ornate architecture, was consecrated in 1919. Inside, visitors can admire the impressive mosaics and the serene atmosphere. The Champs-Élysées is one of the world's most famous avenues, stretching approximately 1.2 miles, 2 kilometers, from the Place de la Concorde to the Arc de Triomphe. Lined with theaters, cafes, luxury shops, and iconic landmarks, it has become a symbol of Parisian grandeur and elegance. At the western end of the Champs-Élysées stands the majestic Arc de Triomphe, a triumphal arch commissioned by Napoleon Bonaparte after his victory at Austerlitz in 1805. The arch stands as a symbol of French national pride and honors those who fought and died for France in the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars. Embarking on a Seine River cruise offers a unique and enchanting perspective of Paris, allowing visitors to witness the city's iconic landmarks while leisurely gliding along the Seine River. As the boat gently navigates the river, passengers are treated to breathtaking views of Paris's most famous landmarks. The illuminated cityscape, especially during evening cruises, adds a magical touch to the experience. The Latin Quarter, or Quartier Latin in French, is one of the most vibrant and historic neighborhoods in Paris. Situated on the left bank of the Seine River, this area has been a center of intellectual and academic life for centuries. The Latin Quarter is home to an array of quaint cafes and traditional Parisian brasseries. These establishments have been gathering places for intellectuals, artists, and writers for centuries. The Palace of Versailles, or Château de Versailles, is a symbol of opulence, grandeur, and the absolute monarchy of France. Located in the city of Versailles, just outside of Paris, the palace is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most iconic landmarks in the world. Constructed in the 17th century, the Palace of Versailles is a masterpiece of French Baroque architecture. The palace, designed by architect Louis Laval, is characterized by its harmonious proportions, elaborate ornamentation, and the extensive use of gold leaf. The stunning facade, adorned with sculptures and reliefs, reflects the artistic brilliance of the period. Housed in a former railway station, the Musée d'Orsay is a masterpiece in itself, seamlessly blending art and architecture. The museum is renowned for its extensive collection of French art dating from 1848 to 1914, covering the Impressionist and Post-Impressionist movements. As you enter the museum, the grandeur of the Beaux-Arts architecture creates a unique setting for the artworks it houses. Thank you for watching and see you at the next video.